Hi everybody, this is Pramita here, and this is the Blue folder that we were creating. So I have done a few things off camera, but I'm going to walk you through the process. So what I've done is I had in the previous part I had created these pockets, covered them up, but did not stitch them. So in the meantime, what I've done is I have stitched them and I have staggered them up. I'll show you how I do that. So when you're staggering the pockets, I just measure things out in such a way so that this pocket does not go till the bottom part, and somehow you have to keep them just slightly attached to each other, if that's making sense. I'll show you the back portion. So what I've done is I've just attached these two corner section end parts to the top end of the bottom flap, so that there is this pocket and also there will be another pocket over here. But if I put this towards till the end, what will happen is this pocket or this opening will become so small that you will not be able to put much in. Anyways, this is a very tiny opening, so you will probably not use very big tags or thick tags or whatever, but still, if I keep it this way, then you will also reduce the bulk at the bottom. So this is why attach the bottom ends with the top ends of the bottom flap. Now I had done this off camera because I was working on them, and I thought, okay, I'll just give it a try. And if this is still unclear, I can do a separate, sorry for the glue that is sticking to my finger, and it's really annoying. So this is kind of this. So I have attached this on by sewing, but I just wanted to show you the exact thing, so I have not sewn this up. So what I'll do in the meantime is I'm going to sew this pocket, I'm going to sew this thing right away, and then complete this folder, work on the front cover. Okay, so, and remember the paper that cracked? I think I still have it somewhere here. And yeah, so I have that. See how it cracked? I decided to abandon this because I found this portion was way thicker than what it should be. So what will happen eventually is, the more it's going to be opened and closed, it's going to tear up from this section, unless and until I put either fabric or something so that the movement is unrestricted. So I decided to change my plan a little bit. I have taken a thick cardstock, but not as thick as this one, because this one is packaging. This one is not packaging, but it's a thick cardstock, and I have covered that with one of the kit papers, and I have a hinge over here which is going to eventually slide in, and this is how it's going to look when I'm going to put it at the back. So this is going to be our system. We're going to open this, then this, okay, and then you can open the entire thing in. So this is going to go on the cover, and this hinged thing will go on this. So it is like a double hinge, you can see. So you can add many interactive elements using hinges. So the same thing, this one also had a little bit of hinge, but that was something that was on the paper itself. There was a crease over here. So I found that this crease was not working well, because this is a very thick packaging, and I would rather go with something a little bit more sturdy yet flexible. So I took something else. So I've used that, and this is going to be a little bit wider also. I'll use this in some other thing. I'll worry about that later on. But this one is going to go at the back. So I'll definitely show you how I'm going to put this together towards the end. This will come towards the end, but I'll firstly have to sew these pockets down, and then I'm going to put some paper to cover the front. But of course there are going to be some other elements that would go on the front. But what I plan on doing is, I have these papers. These are the French papery collection that I have in my shop. They are 25 sheets, colored sheets in French, different French documents, letters, stuff like that. So I have used one of those kit papers, so I'm going to cover this first, because whatever I put will be on this is going to be the backdrop, and I would like to have a neutralish kind of backdrop, so that whatever I work with will gel well with the cover. So first let me stitch the pockets and surroundings, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've stitched everything up, and you can see how it's going to look. Now here on the spine, or you can see the closure part, I have added a little bit of washi, and then I have added extra glue at the back, wet glue, PVA glue, whatever I use, just so that it is strong enough. But then I've run the sewing machine twice, so I think it's pretty sturdy right now. And the next thing that I have in my mind is, I'm going to add a piece of fabric over here, and also I'm going to finish the cover. So for the cover, as I said, I will be using this paper from the collection French Papery in my shop, and this is how it's going to look. So this is going to form the backdrop of our cover. So then I can easily work with this. Is like adding a neutral color to your canvas. So if you have a neutral background, it is easy to work with any colors. You don't have to have this paper. I don't like to say that. I would not like to say that. You can use any neutral paper that you have. You can even use book page, music sheet, whatever. But it's just that I have this printed out, and I'm going to be using this because I want to stick to the French theme. Okay, and I'm going to be using I'm not going to be using so I will do something like, so this is the front, and what I would like to do is sort of guesstimate how much I would require. Now I'm going to take this off. My brush needs to be cleaned off, so it's not spreading smoothly, but I just don't want to use my fingers, which does the best job. But I'm going to spread this as much as possible and not use my fingers. Whenever I say this, I always remember Aunt Kathy, her comment, and that puts a smile on my face. Yeah, honestly, I'm not a big fan of certain things, even though I love doing that. I know it's strange, but it is what it is. So what I can do is I can just trim this part off. If I want to keep the spine separate, but that's okay. Let's do this. There's no harm in this because I will be adding some fabric. So I'm just trying to push the glue through all the cracks and crevices and make it work, so that this paper is totally amalgamated into the backdrop, and the hands work the best. So again, I'm going to be using some glue, and when I'm using glue on projects like this, I like to go in parts, like not glue the entire stuff and then then mess things up, because this makes it easier. So, okay, I'm going to so this is what it is, and now I'm going to do the pushing part. So from the center I'm going to push it outwards, and as you can see I've not cut down the extra bit. I can always go over that later on, and also once it dries I will stitch around this also, because then my cover will have a more finished look. So this is how it's looking. So now I can trim off the extra once this dries a little bit. Now is not the good time, because when I'm working with wet paper it might get messed up. So I'm going to let this dry, but also I'm going to let this work on the cracks and crevices. Okay. So this is how it is. So I will be adding some fabric probably on this, and then I'm going to let this dry. I'll come back and cut this out and show you how it's looking, and then we can start assembling the journal. Okay, so I hope you stick around to watch the next part, because that would make me so much happier. And I will be using some clusters and labels and stuff like that. So keep watching, don't go anywhere, and if you've not yet subscribed, then please think of subscribing. Thank you everybody for liking this video. Hopefully you like this video and you're loving so much of my videos. Thank you. Bye. Have a great day. Hi everybody, this is Pramita here, and I'm back after stitching around the perimeter of this cover. So I have done stitching around this, and then I've added some ephemera that was in the kit, and here as a closure what I've done is, this is just a portion of a paper bag handle. So what I had was, I'm working on a paper bag journal. So what's new about it? So what I've done is I've cut around this, and I have stitched that on the, you know, this small flap sort of thingy, so that I can pass a closure through this, probably a sari silk ribbon or something. And yeah, so that's that. And for the cover I'll probably make a topper sort of thing using this. This is from the kit itself, but I think I need to cut this down a little bit from both the sides. We'll see when it comes to that. So, and also I'll have to add the back, you know, that flippy thingy that we were working on. So for now I'm going to end this part, whereby I have shown how I covered this entire thing up, and this has turned out so nice, and I really love the feel of this, because you won't be able to tell that this is made from a packaging, and also it has turned out so sturdy and well covered. And I'll just show you how it looks when I take everything off. So you can stuff more, basically. I have not added more, but this is how it is. So I don't know if I'll add a fabric strip over here or at the spine. Probably I will. I am not sure right at this moment. And as I always say, that when I'm not sure whether I want that or this, I usually step away and think about it, and then I come back and do the needful, whatever strikes me then at that point. And trust me, it has always worked for me. And I think it is just like when we overthink things, it so happens that we often mess up. So in this case I almost always do this. So um, I don't know how you people think things out, but it's my way of dealing with hiccups and bumps along the road. So this is how everything goes in. And yeah, so 8 pieces of ephemera can easily go in, and then we'll have the journal, and then this is going to be the closure, and we are going to add this as a topper. So for the next part, I'm going to assemble all the papers and decide on how many pockets and envelopes and stuff like that I'm going to add. And then I'll start stenciling and working on the pages before I stitch them, because that makes things a little bit easier. And then we'll create the toppers and the back flaps and stuff like that. That would come towards the end, and gluing will come absolutely towards the last part of the journal making process, because I don't want to mess up the gluing process. Because if I mess that up, that would mean redoing the entire cover. So I'll do everything, and then at the last stage I'm just going to glue the toppers and the side back flaps. So keep watching for the next part, where I will come back after I've cut down the pages. I'll do cutting down the pages off camera, because it's no point showing you. Everybody knows how to cut down the papers and stuff like that. So I'll do the basic thingy off camera, and then I'll do some stenciling and show you how I stencil on pages, and probably we'll plan on the topper. I'm not sure about that yet, but we'll definitely, keeping the time frame in mind, we'll definitely keep working on the journal that is going to go in. So, and I'm really happy how the cover has turned out. It's so nice to feel the structure in your own hands. It is really good, it's really nice. So that's that. So thank you everybody for watching this. Bye, have a great day.